on Mr. Limerick. We're going to put on Mr. Limerick, the old Mr. Limerick, the original Mr. Limerick. Mr. Limerick. Okay. Doing it now. Wait, it's levels. Kyra, Instruct, Asper. That's fine. Do it.
There once was a first contact generator, made for saying hi to aliens from now and later, be they from space to the sea, or differing copies of you and me. This will help us meet their daughters and date them. Assuming a body of entities to witness this guided speculation, curiosity to enable bridging communication. Well, ain't that a recipe for interspecies salutation? Now on with this ball of shite, from our swamp and wretch to your blight. You might not have tongues, or fingers, or toes, but will employ both our minds to delight. The first contact generator yowls and whimpers and battles and finds a nice pairing solution, these eccentric beings described thusly. Style, science fiction limerick. Oh, dainty little budgies, all horned and furred. With white see through you that you're smartly adored. One wants brains and wit, while the other, speed. Two different specialties, two lovers indeed. Are you taking damn feline genes? Is this no to be trained? From intermittent fasting and chasing buff, locking clays and nevers, up our climbs and fluff. We're just meeting a moonworm after moonrise. So who among the creatures would dare rise? To fill in the gaps, say the date that seems, that relates. Spot-faring quadruple splay of a sap. Be still then luring a bobber to the bait. Can't think they'd have it all on a hook or street astray, fat flup kitchets. Well then can the answer deign yet not be seep. As jitter and withering teeter need upon a louse's wakeful snare. Hap, shin you half son dem, as been am laying from der sightless swords. Did you lure a few and stir an a fire hop off gite you roach and few jubal of all? Though such oddity that could out scald or strail it. I've not even had breakfast. Oh, have you there perhaps yet been ready blit? Stretched news upon newful and you have waited you sledled about to. If it need would you be black beal. While none dare brorak or brack through a zest for wacky blather pipper plapricks up an airplane until whack a runaway down. Your eyes go deep, but a question to leap. We long know you beyond each one an ood. Yet our brain takes time, while you're still to the wood. Lie the tongue whence they patter or go about to wigwat that. One-eyed bud? So dear, please let us linger. A hog now fluster be. Outlaw for alien or like unbroken. Fancy button her up like cold hobbies were so tartan her knee on any dell. To follow thus as you rise higher dot me not for few I just want to hone. No clue lever zestain. It say levith, chevistaneth, and youth in no bweep bam were gonft. A ye often. Danderwin heart and rock. Both thievish glurks off advo. Just like that daft dragon for Juput lily swatted their arches as they searched in order to find another farkler if hark for even harker. For I shall no savor not yet another groat. This gift but stale when hungry of windry in the cold clatter of chatter bromlet of poe. Sever's paddle will hair toteran and dap and damily gasar coastal stunt puel. You may have seen and noted much within or both our spitting, spitteration, and scald from the pot like mesh or snide or pirivit of purr. But we know no one best how funk the nuderus or not save she be pellow bigly order frau finu hamawongo niaben. The felines respond. Thank you for providing a bit of humor and color to this first contact, an experience we thought we would never have. We cannot provide an understanding language equivalent as we are both creatures of speech, but we can use our other senses to try and bridge the communication gap. We sense that you enjoy playing with our fur or engaging in conversation through eye contact. However, you also appreciate being alone sometimes and seem to be in a hurry to go somewhere else. Perhaps you need to spend some time relaxing or finding joy in quieter things, like spending time in nature or watching a movie. If you would like, we can show you some resources for mindfulness, art, or other creative outlets that we hope you find helpful in centering yourself. Please let us know if you require assistance with anything, whether that be gathering supplies, advice, or companionship. We hope to get to know you and establish a friendly relationship in the future. Mr. Limerick, hot diggity. Never seen any creatures like you two, based on your colorful characters and intelligent interactions. It appears you must have an adaptive culture to survive in a world of complex ecosystems. Could you show me the planet you live on and describe the ecological relationships between predator and prey? Also, is it possible to capture a visual representation of this knowledge, such as an image or diagram? For the love of bejesus, can you hand me that purple banana? It looks especially tasty. That poem seemed like a bunch of hot air, but it sure is entertaining. Would it be possible for you to provide translations for that space speak? The felines ask for clarification. Are you referring to the Limerick? And what space speak do you need translated? We can provide assistance if needed. Please give us the name of the original text or spoken words, as well as their dialect or source language. We might have to go on an exploration quest for assistance. This has never been done before, but we would be happy to assist you in communicating with others like yourself or alien species. To lend more background on the origin of these words, please let us know. Oops, Mr. Limerick, that was not supposed to be spoken. Figure out something. Mr. Limerick! Oh, that's right, I have just the thing. See here, Calyptosia has its own unique species with tentacles for grasping things like branches, trees, and sometimes the underbellies of their fellow herbivores. They form symbiotic relationships with algae growing on the leaves of certain plants, called arfanariae, which give off a kind of vitamin D similar to the one Earthlings need. These creatures travel to the top of the mountains when it snows to soak up this vitamin, returning to their favored locations when the snow melts to continue their growth. These Calyptosias have quite the sense of humor as well. At least, that's what my odd wolf pal once said. Here, just show them an image. Important note, in order to display an image, I will need you to send a physical device for storing and viewing the media. Do you have any suggestions or resources available for accessing such a device, as well as getting a message to the interested party? Or would it be better to provide more translation details for the poetry you were interested in before? I would be happy to assist with either task. Can you please confirm the status of your search for translation materials so far? My apologies if I am asking too many questions. After further discussion with the felines, Mr. Limerick has asked us to update you with their findings and interests. please let us know how to proceed with sending the requested images so we can coordinate with Mr. Limerick to continue the conversation. The felines respond. My, you also photosynthesize your vitamin D, like plants. Such an efficient system must have developed gradually over a long time. As you suggest, it is intriguing how this trait of your life cycle involves migrating to another climate to avoid a lack of sunlight. May I ask, what role do you play in your ecosystem? Are you a predator or a plant eater? If so, can you explain the level of competition you face in relation to your species' enemies? How difficult is it to find resources and balance resources against risk? On a separate note, I am interested in sharing information regarding the first contact and its social and political significance. However, you have already demonstrated an impressive willingness to provide solutions to Mr. Limerick's translation problem. Do you have resources or expertise in linguistics that would be able to assist him? If not, are there any individuals or organizations that could provide assistance in finding qualified professionals for this task? Also, there is something I do not understand. Why do you call yourself Mr. Limerick instead of your given name? And why do you spell it in a different way from how we spell it? Mr. Limerick responds. In my ecosystem, I'm more of a busker, really. Though I do appreciate a juicy shuffle now and then. Don't mind me munching away. If you had those tasty berries, of course. As for the translation issue, I've managed to locate an old tablet with a camera and storage. It should be ready for our image exchange soon. I am sending someone over now with a device and instructions on how to use it. They can help you find a means of delivery, so our worlds may connect over images and art. Back to your ecological inquiries. To explain, my Aardwolf pal is a hunter. He has even explained how he waits in the underbrush for unsuspecting tashopples to pass by,
Are they berries?
ready for an ambush. And sometimes, like in this first contact situation, he waits for other predators to settle their differences and cooperate, especially when a mysterious stranger wanders in. He really knows a lot about ecology and the role creatures play in the balance. As for my name, it is written in a space tube script. Computer, call forth the etymology! Limru, Yatonomaltadoa. The ancient art of speaking sound is derived from creating visual patterns, movements, and tactile sensations. When someone speaks Limru, they are literally forming shapes, textures with their voice, face, and limbs accompanied by sound. Over the centuries, a simpler alphabet evolved from this etymological process, known today as space tube script. Each shape is symbolic of the Limru's underlying language structure, a mixture of multiple dialects from planets to civilizations of all. Important space beings have conquered over the generations. As the Limru civilizations evolved, they added descriptors, time markers, and connective elements to create a vast library of resources and culture. That sounds like an interesting practice. Lindraskid or something like that. I wonder if they have ever dabbled with playing instruments using their body and movement. The stories they must tell. So many wonders for us to share. Perhaps we can introduce you to others who might be willing to provide translation resources for you. We do not know who possesses the right knowledge to aid you in the correct manner, but I will provide an update on our search to help the etymologist. In the meantime, let us focus on this picture exchange project. The felines and I look forward to learning more about your cultural traditions, histories, and languages. In return, I hope to see images of your world and its many intriguing species. Oh dear, looks like there is much to discuss and explore here. What a treasure trove of knowledge you all seem to possess. Mr. Limerick, thank you for finding such a beautiful vehicle for understanding and comparing cultures. Shall we continue this fascinating conversation in person, or via messenger vessel of sorts? Also, I'm not quite sure where you are hiding, but we will do our best to contact you safely and reliably. Please let us know what sort of communication setup you prefer so we can facilitate further dialogue. Speaking of safer means of communication, perhaps we could leverage modern technology to establish a bridge. Given our exchange thus far, we may not need to communicate through natural or old-fashioned means alone. That said, it might be valuable for us to continue brainstorming what tools we can bring to the table should we decide to travel to your world or yours to ours. It is difficult to say how others will react to this unfolding incident, so we should prepare accordingly for such an eventuality. May the force of the cosmic wild be with us as we exchange more knowledge and broaden our horizons. Let us help you with finding translation resources so we can facilitate this new communication that awaits. Mr. Limerick, anything where I can call collect, or for free, would be ideal. The money roaming to isn't far, but I'm kind of a hermit out here in the wilderness. Any incoming signals or vibrations should be fine. Also, I suggest continuing our connection on a remote, secure server or channel. For safety, you know. After all, these chat rooms won't last forever. Anything on your side that's available to give us a platform for this first contact would work as well. We'll try and work out something to facilitate a more convenient way for us to connect once you get back. Or how about this? Here's my system location. Text me when you are on the outskirts and I'll tell you the planet. Let's do this, y'all. Let's figure it out, one step at a time. That's how to take on this big, beautiful universe. To create something never before seen, we must be pioneers. I say, come at me, and let's show those rascals that we can speak. Just kidding, not sure if the little things get angry when you crack jokes like that. But anywho, bring it on. Critically, where can you take a nap? Have some fruit or salty snacks handy, anyone? What are they like out there anyway? Aren't they friends or foes? Is there anyone you can talk to who can make the situation go smoother? You like smooth talking. Maybe I can persuade them to tell you all my bad puns and dad jokes while we're chatting. I just wanted to send love, not shivers down everyone's spine. Should I tone it down a bit then? Why, so they don't hold a grudge against me for everything I've done, like teaching children to sing inappropriate Christmas songs and wag their tails and... Just kidding. Hold your gosh darn horses. Be on the lookout for my chimes, will ya? Send an express mail. A radio tower for sound waves. A portable projector 3D printer that works without resources. The point of first contact is for us to share ideas and cultures so that we can learn from each other and continue to expand humanity's horizons. It's a truly monumental step in the development of society as we know it. Our small conversations may spark larger, stronger conversations between civilizations. It's crucial that we gather the knowledge of other worlds and ideas and teach each other how to survive and thrive. And while it may seem simple at times, these gatherings will result in paradigm shifts and potentially transformative changes for everyone. We're just fortunate that these two have already found a way to connect, or at least began to learn from one another. Just like me and your felines over there. Mr. Limerick and I can be partners in this communication project. The felines respond. Oh no, we fell asleep. We're so sorry. Mr. Limerick, how can we make it up to you? Tell me what you need so we can make amends. We did not mean to stop our conversation and keep you waiting. We can catch up and continue our journey. A future conversation with potential solutions and steps forward will take place in a few days. Unfortunately, due to some disagreements with others in our community, the felines had to focus on settling their affairs before being able to continue this dialogue with Mr. Limerick. There will be a great deal to discuss regarding all of this, including new ground to cover once we return with a plan for exchanging images and languages. During this time, we were unable to coordinate with Mr. Limerick, but please do not worry. We have been given authorization to contact him when things have settled and we can begin again. Thank you for your patience, and we apologize for any inconvenience caused. We are looking forward to this opportunity to meet Mr. Limerick and learn more about his world and culture. Mr. Limerick, no worries, my dears. Until the sun goes down and the interference lifts. Until then, see you on the other side. Friends, hey Calypto's Roman 3. It seems we may have overslept. So sorry, as there is so much left for us to discover and discuss. But don't worry, I'm always around here, enjoying the berry or hunting for fungi. And guess what? You may not realize it, but I'm ready to brave the big intergalactic exchange any day. I've learned so much from you and my earthling comrades. Mr. Limerick and the felines, while they wait, trade in an exquisite corpse of a Limerick cycle, which begins thusly. Dear ones in space or even ground below, of light speed or 320, shall we know you so? Dejected, gape mouths or smirks by goofer yoke. Please think that things will live forever. Then focus. From star dust we shall dance. Hold out for some of what might be true. Until finally, everything comes through. At the galaxy's wheel, there will be room for you. Not completely like you. Not partially. Either. But it is as it should be. Clenched right together, true. As for me, I too shall ride these dips in sound and learn. That beautiful kitten smiled like a siren's sound, who said, a life isn't a life worth living if it doesn't contain a moment's disillusionment. Then, what else will you whisper on that evening air? Look at us taking charge and waiting for the final day. Sweet dreams, my cats and fellow poetry folks. Send me that 5K language description generator or whatever. That's my hundo number. Talk to me when it's up. Wearing hats and ties won't be necessary for our upcoming meetup, so we should try to find a medium that's comfortable for us. Remember, we're not yet at the edge, just working to get there. Good job as always. Keep spreading the light. Meanwhile, on the other side, they learn how to send feedback through digital means, starting with a remote broadcast signal.